This is the Dibles passage, Lucky Day. You'll notice at the bottom here, it says first grade beginning. So this is the passage I would use with a first grader at the beginning of the year. What you're going to see now is me working with the beginning of the year first grader. They are going to be reading the passage and I'm going to be marking it off as they go. As I had mentioned in the video earlier, when a child is reading this passage, if they come to a word, for example, if they get stuck in this word school and they're trying to figure it out, in my head, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to tell them the word, because the point is I'm going to see how many words they can read in 1 minute. The discontinue rule is if they don't get any words within this first line, I'm going to stop, because I'm really not trying to frustrate them. I'm trying to see where they are grade level wise. And also, as I had previously mentioned, you're going to do that San Diego quick assessment first. If you have a child that may not be reading on grade level, because you want to give them the appropriate grade level text. Now, sometimes that doesn't work and you do have to go back and try a passage for an earlier grade, depending on how they do when they read the passage to you. Okay, this is the story, Lucky Day. Whenever you started, you may begin. Whenever you're ready.
Lucky Day. Boy was on this way home for school one day. Oh, this walking. He saw so much green in the
Snow.
He stopped started that was a bit tough.
All right, stop right there. So, let's break down what we've done so far. We started with that phonics assessment. Then we moved on to the word recognition assessment. And with that assessment, the student scored frustration at a first grade level. Now, to give you an idea of the Dibles, I did go ahead and give them that first grade assessment. However, that is not something I recommend. As you can see from the video, they only read 15 out of 25 words correctly. So what do you do with a student that is in that situation? They're in first grade, but that first grade Dibble passage is not working for them. Well, you go onto UFLI's website. And in this next clip, I'm going to show you how to go onto their website, how to access that information, and then print it out. Then when I meet back up with you guys again for our last video in this series, I'm going to show you the assessment I did with that student and how I'm going to take all that information and put it together. Now, if you work with me as a reading tutor, this is the process that I go through to make sure I create a program tailored directly to meet the needs of your child. All right, let's see how you access that UFLI website, which, by the way, is completely free.
The first thing we are going to do is come on to the UFLI website. Now, what we're doing here is looking for their assessments. This is really helpful when you have a student, like the student that I'm currently working with, that while he is in first grade, on our word recognition assessment, he did not score instructional at that first grade level. So we want to start with something that he would be comfortable with. So what I'm going to do now is scroll down, and I'm going to click on this 35 to 41 alphabet review and longer words. We're going to start here. We know from the phonics assessment he was fairly strong on CVC words, but we're still going to find blends in this assessment, so we're going to want to start right here. If he does really well, on another day we can come down and assess his digraph knowledge. So I click on here. And what comes up, and this scrolled all the way down the page, but what comes up is all these lessons. And you're going to scroll all the way down the page to this alphabet review assessment. And all the assessments you want to access are actually all the way down at the bottom of the page. And I click there. And then right here we have this assessment. Now this gives us an idea of where the student should be in the spring of first grade, but not the fall, the winter and spring, but not the fall. And that's okay, because really what we're doing this assessment is to see what they're doing really well at and what they need to work on. So you can see your teacher copy or parent copy here and the copy that you'll give the student.